Hey everybody, we're back with another edition of Dissecting the Dead, and tonight we're remembering Bob, who died in Season 5, Episode 3, titled Four Walls and a Roof. It's kind of a running joke now that the moral compass of the show dies.
Yeah.
And Bob, in this instance, died Dale's death.
Yes. And we don't exactly agree that Bob should have been the one to have that death. We actually both think Tyrese should have had that death. Being the tainted meat. But, you know.
I really would have liked to seen Bob last a little bit longer.
Yeah, I really like Sasha, and I'm glad she did not die, because I totally thought she was going to. However, I think it would have been really, really interesting if Sasha had died sometime last season, Bob never died, and we got to see the moral compass kind of fall from his peg.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would have been really, really interesting,
Yeah.
But
that's not the story we got.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Bob, he went out like a champ. He never let go of that sense of hope that he had. I think it was good for the show.
Yeah.
That we saw a character not lose hope, and we saw it again with Noah.
Yeah. And Bob had a good death. Like, we might have, like, had we been writing the show, it definitely would have been Tyrese, because I think he fit better for that particular death. But it was a good death for Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you have to die off in a show, it was a good one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like his death was terrible or anything. But I personally would have liked to see his character go on,
Mm-hmm.
and to see his character, because his character was so much the moral compass.
Mm-hmm.
I really would have liked to see. I would have liked to see that deteriorate underneath him,
Mm-hmm.
and to see what they would have done with that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like he wasn't as fully developed as he could have been, and that's unfortunate that they killed him off before they got to really develop him. One of the themes throughout the show is before a character dies, they get a little bit of development. And I don't really think they did that with Bob, and I was disappointed to see that. Bob, yeah, he had that moment with Sasha, but I don't know.
His death was kind of lackluster a little bit. I mean, you almost kind of forget about his death when you're thinking back
in this season.
Yeah, in this season, when you're thinking over the major character deaths, you almost forget about him. Mm-hmm. And that's really unfortunate, because Bob was a really good character who was positive no matter what. Like, he just kind of maintained, and that was so great, especially considering when he first was introduced, he was an alcoholic who almost got people killed in the group. And then for him to kind of sober up and become this very positive, optimistic person. And it was just, it's sad that when you think back over the deaths of the season, you kind of forget about his.
When we first met Bob, he was very much the pessimist.
Yeah.
And, he's like, I got it for when it gets quiet. He stole that, or not stole, he pilfered that liquor for when he ends up being alone again.
Yeah.
And he does a complete 180 really quickly, which I think that was just a time crunch in the show. I don't think they really had time to show his transition, so they kind of had to write it fast like that. But he had already gone such a major character evolution. I would really have liked to seen them develop that further.
Yeah. And I still, like I said before, if Sasha had died sometime in season 5 instead of Bob, you would see him go from a pessimistic character to an optimistic character back to a pessimistic character. And I think it would have been a really, really interesting story. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, then we wouldn't have Sasha's really amazing psychosis that she's going through right now. And so it's kind of like a give or take. Like, yeah, you could have this amazing story with Bob, but then you lose this amazing story that we now have with Sasha.
Yeah. And again, this is all just hypotheticals. They could have done this, they could have done that. Obviously what we have is Bob getting Dale's death from the comic. In the comic book, Dale has you're eating tainted meat, I've been bitten. That's Dale, who clearly lasted a lot longer in the show, or in the comic, than he did the show.
Yeah.
Every death in The Walking Dead is sad. And Bob did have a very touching moment with Sasha. But overall, I don't think his ranks probably in my top 5 saddest.
No. It was kind of almost okay.
Yeah.
Like, when he died, you're like, oh, okay.
And I think that it's a tribute to Lawrence Gilliard Jr. in that performance with his moment with Sasha. He was trying to make Sasha okay with it, and I think he probably made the audience okay with it too. With that scene.
Maybe that was it. Maybe his acting was so phenomenal that we, as an audience, were just okay with Bob dying. Like it was all right.
It worked on us.
Yeah, it worked on us. It didn't work on Sasha, but it worked on us.
But anyway, Bob, we're gonna miss you. Hopefully, we'll see you in a flashback.
Yes, more Bob flashbacks.
I guess that's it for this time. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you thought of Bob.
And Bob's death.
What emotions did you feel? Were you glad to see him go? Was he one of your least favorite characters? Because we've had a few of those over the course of the series. We're like, man, I'm glad you're dead. So let us know how you felt about Bob.
Also, on Saturdays, we do a topic / question of the week. So if you have any questions or any topics that you would like us to discuss, put those in the comments below as well.
What we'll do is we'll look at all of them and then pick the one we think we can make the best video from. That's all for this video. We will be back tomorrow. Ordinarily Mondays we do our Walking Dead predictions video. Tomorrow we will do a video, but we don't have a plan for it.
No. If you have an idea, comment down below.
Otherwise, we will come up with something, and even if it's just us going full stream of conscious, we will have a video tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.